call the regular meeting of the Milliken Board of Trustees for May 22nd, 2024 to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
One of these days, can you get it? Will the town clerk please call roll?
Trustee Beckman?
Here.
Trustee Lane?
Here.
Trustee Nix?
Here.
Trustee Orcutt?
Here.
Trustee Wakeman?
Where did Mindy go?
Did we lose Mindy?
There she is.
There she is. Mayor Pro Tem Dean?
Here.
Mayor Austin? And
Here.
Mindy's on Zoom.
Okay. Does anyone have any additions or deletions to the agenda? Hearing none, I'll take a motion.
Motion to approve agenda as is.
Second.
Town clerk, please call for a vote.
Trustee Lane?
Yes.
Trustee Orcutt?
Here.
Trustee Nix?
Yes.
Yes.
Trustee Nix?
Yes.
Trustee Wakeman?
Yes.
Trustee Beckman?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Dean?
Yes.
Mayor Austin?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Next on our agenda is citizens' comment. This is the comment and the point in the meeting where the public is invited to address the town board on any items except agenda items for which there is a public hearing. Public comment on public hearing items will occur during the scheduled public hearing. All comments will be directed to the town board. There's a 3-minute limit per speaker. Please approach the podium, state your name and address for the record. Are there any public comments?
Yes.
Please join us.
Okay, my name is John Primo. I'm here today to talk about transportation in Milliken as far as via mobility services. We'll give you a little background real quick about my situation and myself. So my daughter, she has visual issues. She's older now, she's like 20. She has some cognitive issues. I searched to find anything for transportation in Milliken. It's just not there. There's nothing. I reached out to all sorts of services. They just said they didn't have anything in that area. I pretty much gave up after months of searching, and then I ran across their booth at Bean and Beef Days for via mobility. And when I spoke with them, they kind of gave me some information, and then when I called their office, they said that they were working with you guys at one point, and then you guys decided not to continue with them. That was like a trial period. So what brings me here today is on Friday I saw a post by this young lady here, Kellyanna. She had posted pretty much the same scenario that we went through. There was just nothing out there. And the problem is when she reached out to the via mobility, they said the same thing. So I reached out to the 3 new board members, sent them an email. Cheryl Powell sent me the minutes from May 25th of 2022, where this was discussed. And the few things that came to mind to me when reading the minutes were a few issues. One of them was marketing, which I honestly, during a 6-month period that you guys said that you did, I didn't see any marketing. I didn't see it. And then the other thing that was mentioned that there was only 8 people that became involved in your pilot program for 6 months. Maybe that's because the marketing just wasn't there. But with that said, the only other thing out there is like Uber, if someone was to take that. But financially, that's just not really realistic. So what VIA had proposed to you guys, I'm assuming after grants, was $26,469 for a year. 52 weeks, you know, if you divide that out, that's $509. There's 8 riders that would have been in the program. And so that makes it, if you divide that out, that's $63.63 per person per week in funding, basically, is what it breaks down to. So the average Uber ride, let's say it's $20, which I checked all sorts of little trips around. It's more than $20. So if it was $20 per trip one way, and we divide that into 63, that's a little over 3 one-way trips. So a person can get to somewhere and back and then go somewhere, but that's it in a week. So it's just not really feasible. So let's give another example. Let's say there's 8 riders that need a minimum of 6 one-way trips in a week. That's just 3 trips to like a store or something like that. And let's say average one-way $20. So 8 riders times 6 one-way trips, that's 48 trips. So 48 trips times $20, that's $960 per week for 3 trips per person. Okay, 52 weeks, that comes out to $49,920 for those 8 people for a year. Now, mind you, VIA was the $26,000, what was it, $26,469. So the difference between VIA and Uber is $23,450 per year. So when I look back at the notes, it said that they couldn't justify for 8 people for $26,000. Yeah, I get it, but at the same time, if you break it down, and there's no other options, there's really no other options. So you're leaving people hanging here in a town that, well, you either leave a void and you can't possibly financially pay for busing and stuff like that. This is kind of like the middle ground to it. Nonetheless, I was very disappointed to see that we discontinued this program. You know, it was around COVID time. And I don't know if that had any effects on it, but I certainly would like to see either VIA Mobility looked into again in another trial run with better marketing, or maybe another company or different solution, because currently we just don't have anything.
Okay. First, can I get your full name and address for the record? I think we skipped that part.
Oh, sure. I wrote it down in the thing, but sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
So my full name is Jonathan, Jonathan. Last name is Premo, Premeaux.
Okay.
And address is 762 South Carriage Drive, Milliken, Colorado, 80543. Phone number is 970.
Oh, no, we don't need your phone number, thank
Okay.
you.
Okay.
Unless you'd like me to call you midnight tonight
yeah.
to check and see if you're okay. Sir, so I can tell you that at the time, the town was in a different financial position and considered different things. It wasn't at that time
Sure.
feasible. But things change.
They do.
Populations age. We have, a different population of people now. So certainly we can direct back to our town administrator to follow up, see if VIA is the program that we need to use, see if we can do maybe another trial run and
Sure.
do some better marketing to get it to the people, and we'll see how it works.
Sure, I'd like to just see that we can maybe revisit.
Yes.
Just on the town's behalf, the town didn't do the marketing for this.
I get it,
The
yeah.
marketing was done by North Front Range MPO.
Mhm.
And so, and you're correct, that they could have done,
And I reached out to
a
them
better
to ask
job.
them to come to this meeting as
Sure.
well, and,
Yeah.
well,
but, no, I appreciated your email. I believe it was trustee Orcutt that forwarded it to me.
Mindy actually
Oh,
was.
Mindy
Yep.
did, sorry, Mindy, yes. There was another one there, I think.
But everybody, all the new trustees responded, and I really appreciate that within a very timely manner. So, like I said, just like to maybe look into it again and revisit it. I get the financial aspect of it, and, you know, sometimes it's hard to justify stuff, but man, when that's the only thing and there's nothing else.
And I
It's so
believe
hard.
the 2-year program should be coming to an end, so Johnstown may be looking at trying to keep this program going, and perhaps it's something we could do as a joint, as a suggestion we could look into as a joint program between the 2 municipalities, and maybe a cost savings for both.
And I saw the other towns in the minutes where, you know, either the different tax fundings or grants or, you know, again, just looking into that stuff.
Right.
Yeah. So,
Sure.
okay,
So,
thank you.
all right,
Stay in
thank you for
touch.
coming down.
Thank you.
Did you want to comment, or did he cover what you wanted to talk about?
I would like to step up and just give you
Please, yes.
my experiences.
Hi there, my name is Kayliana Bonnell. I live at 101 South Kathleen Avenue in Milliken, Colorado, 80543. I'm here specifically, I don't have the data, so I really appreciate Jonathan's data that he brought. I just have my own personal experiences to share with you all. I have a visual impairment. I was born with it. I have nystagmus and I am legally blind. I am working with the Division of Vocational Rehabilitation. I have found it very difficult to get around. My mobility has been very limited. And while I am very resourceful, and I feel myself to be a rather educated woman, they're just, like he had said, there hasn't been the opportunity to have the transportation that I feel is necessary in this town for elderly and disabled individuals. For instance, today I walked to 2 food pantries. I walked all the way to the rec center here, and then I walked back and walked to the Presbyterian Church. And I'm very integrated in the town. I love the town. We moved here specifically for the educational system. My 2 daughters are doing fantastically well in the schools. However, there are certain resources that I just have not been able to take advantage of, such as I have WIC, women, infant, children, and that is not accessible in the town of Milliken or Johnstown. I would have to go to Greeley or Loveland to utilize that. Now, I have found individuals who are willing to help me. I've become very familiar with a lot of members in the community, and I love this community. This is really the only thing that I see the town lacking, is this means of transportation for the elderly and for the disabled. And I would just really appreciate if there's anything that can be done to bring this back. I had reached out to Via themselves, and they had told me the same thing. At one point, it had been accepted in this town, but there wasn't the funding, or it hadn't been, I don't really have the words for it, but it hadn't been accepted and hadn't been funded for a while. And I'd just like, if there's any way to bring that back, or any other means of transportation for that type of need, anything that could be done would be very much appreciated. It would really help me out. It would help my family out, and I know that there is a need for other individuals in this town. I've spoken to a lot of people, and I feel like word of mouth still carries quite a bit of merit in this world, and it's a beautiful thing. And so really that's all I have to say. I thank you for your time and the ability to speak today.
Okay, thank you very much for coming down.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, are there any other speakers tonight? Oh, all right. And we will now move on to the swearing in of the Planning Commission members. And we will do that alphabetically. So this is our town clerk, Carrie Weinberger. And we'll start with Mr. Blackmere. No.
It's not the military.
Yeah.
All right. Please repeat after me.
We need to
I,
go.
Ronald Blackmore.
Yeah.
No, you can't.
Do solemnly affirm
Do solemnly affirm
that I will support and enforce
that I will support and enforce
the Constitution and laws
the Constitution and laws
of the United States of America
of the United States of America
and the state of Colorado,
and the state of Colorado,
and the ordinances
and the ordinances
of the town of Milliken,
of the town of Milliken, and I agree with
and shall faithfully perform,
until faithfully perform,
to the best of my abilities,
to the best of my abilities,
the duties of planning commissioner
the duties of planning commissioner
of the town of Milliken.
of the town of Milliken.
Congratulations. You can sign and return to me. I would greatly appreciate it.
Congratulations, Mr. Blackmer. Next up is Mitch Portella. Please join us.
I feel really I state your name.
I state my name. I, Mitchell Portella,
Do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support and enforce
that I will support and enforce
the Constitution and laws
the Constitution and laws
of the United States of America
of the United States of America
and the state of Colorado,
and the state of Colorado,
and the ordinances of the town of Milliken,
and the ordinances of the town of Milliken,
and shall faithfully perform,
and shall faithfully perform,
to the best of my abilities,
to the best of my abilities,
the duties of planning commissioner
the duties of planning commissioner
of the town of Milliken.
of the town of Milliken.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Mr. Portella. Now we have Bernadette Stevenson.
I state your name.
I, Bernadette Stevenson,
Do solemnly affirm
do solemnly affirm
that I will support and enforce
that I will support and enforce
the Constitution and laws
the Constitution and laws
of the United States of America
of the United States of America
and the state of Colorado,
and the state of Colorado,
and the ordinances of the town of Milliken.
and the ordinances of the sorry, didn't want to come out of Milliken,
And shall faithfully perform
and shall faithfully perform
to the best of my abilities
to the best of my ability
the duties of planning commissioner
the duties of planning commissioner
of the town of Milliken.
of the town of Milliken.
Congratulations.
I'll promote myself. Okay.
Congratulations, Ms. Stevenson. All righty. Now that we've got them sworn in, we will proceed.
Bernadette?
Okay.
Is there any discussion or comments on the meeting minutes of May 8th, 2024? Nothing. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve the minutes.
Second?
Town clerk, please call for a vote.
Trustee Nix.
Yes.
Trustee Wakeman.
Yes.
Trustee Beckman.
Yes.
Trustee Lane.
Yes.
Trustee Orcutt.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Dean.
Yes.
Mayor Austin.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Do we have any questions on the paid list of bills? No. Hearing none, we'll move to the town administrator's report. Administrator Powell.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. So you commented on John Rabus's sunburn. So on Saturday, we had 410 cars that utilized the cleanup day. So it was busy. It was a good time to have one this spring. So I'm very grateful that people took advantage of it. The guys worked really hard. Yeah, very successful. Comcast will be starting in Frank Farms next Tuesday. They will be working their way east and stopping at the railroad tracks for 2024. In 2025, their plan is to commence the east side of the tracks and keep moving that way. Staff will have a weekly meeting with them during the installation. So our guys are busy. Don has one person that is doing locates almost daily between Hilltop, Broadband, and now it'll start with Comcast. So We have to locate the water and sewer lines for them. So.
You said the west side through 2024 and then the east side 2025?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Frank Farms and then moving east to the railroad tracks. That's the word I can't say. Let's see. Oh, and so for Weld County Road 46, which we've been talking about, the plan is to start on that, those improvements the week of June 3rd. So we'll keep you updated on that if anything changes. Weld County Road 23 3/4 project should be completed probably within the next few weeks. With the possible exception of the lighting, Xcel Energy is meeting with staff tomorrow. So it's not been easy to get hold of them, but they finally got hold of John and they scheduled a meeting for tomorrow.
This is just for street lighting?
I'm sorry?
Is this just for like street lighting?
It's street lighting out there, yes.
And they're gonna move all those light poles, it looks like. They have to move, I'm not light poles, power poles. They have to move all the power poles, yeah.
Yeah, we gotta move
3, okay.
So, the Parks Department has irrigation systems up and running now that the Hillsborough ditch is flowing. So that water, they started it last week, made it down to us this past weekend. And so now we've been filling the lake. The lake is full enough, barely, to get the irrigation systems going. So downtown flowers containers have been planted thanks to Keith and his crew. So we'll see pretty flowers in the pots again this year, Peggy. We hope they're as pretty as they were last year. So that's pretty much it. Just lots of normal spring cleanup and mowing, weed whacking, spraying weeds has been going on, so.
Questions from the board?
Go for it.
Did you mention Comcast and the Mad Russian?
So we did speak with them. They have plans of installing there. I don't know when, but we did let them know that there is an abandoned water line and they're excited about that because on their mapping, so they showed us where they have planned to go within town, included Mad Russian and Mill Iron. So.
Good.
Yeah.
But not when?
Did they mention when, John?
I wouldn't expect it to be this year. I would expect it to be next year.
And I think it'll move along a lot quicker, especially if they can use that water line. That way they don't have to worry about going under the river and railroad crossings, so it'll make that much simpler for them.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Dan kind of took my question because I was going to ask the same thing about Meadow Farms in that area of Milliken. Wildcat.
I kind of came into the meeting late, so I didn't look at the entire map. We could probably get a copy of it. Do you recall Wildcat and Paragon and Meadow Farms out on that? Okay.
Awesome, thank you.
It seems like we're very excited.
We are all very excited.
Well, I do
Starlink's
keep seeing
expensive.
those complaints on TDS, I'm sorry to say.
Oh, some people like TDS, have no
Yeah.
problems, but there's
Yeah.
those that, it's nice to have another option.
Yes,
So
it is.
For those in Settlers Village, they'll have more than one option. And the rest of town will have, the two options that will be occurring with Comcast and TDS. And maybe Hilltop will decide to expand their services depending on how it goes in Settlers Village for them.
Okay.
So,
Any other questions? Well, thank you. A very nice report.
oh, you're welcome.
All righty, we do not have anything on the consent agenda, so we'll move right to the action agenda. This is the authorization for the mayor to sign a construction agreement with Ditzler Construction Corporation. Presenting is John Rabus, Streets and Facilities Director.
Good evening. The current non-potable irrigation system pumps 300 gallons per minute. The Ehrlich Lake Pump Station will increase the volume by 400 gallons a minute. The pump station will receive non-potable water from a new well Ehrlich Lake, and there are provisions in the design to tie in the Watson well into the pump station. We did include 45 days of dewatering in the estimated construction cost. We're giving ourselves a little bit of leeway there. We're thinking it should only take around 30 days. We'd rather be a little bit safe than have to come back and stop the project.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Questions from the board? Trustee Wakeman?
No question, sorry. Slow down me.
Trustee Lane?
No questions.
Trustee Nix?
No questions.
Trustee Orcott?
No questions.
Trustee Beckman?
No questions.
I got Beckman out. I have a cold. I'm dying. Any questions?
No questions, thank you.
Mayor Pro Tem Dean?
No questions.
Approximately how long will it take to complete the project?
We have on contract documents until August 2nd.
Great. I don't have any other further questions. So no further discussion. Can we take a motion on the matter?
I move to authorize the mayor to sign a construction agreement with Ditzler Construction Corporation for the construction of the Early Lake Pump Station for $690,957 plus a $400 per day dewatering arrangement. The estimated construction cost is $708,957.
I second.
Town clerk, please call for a vote.
Trustee Wakeman,
Yes.
Trustee Beckman,
Yes.
Trustee Lane,
Yes.
Trustee Orcutt,
Yes.
Trustee Nix,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Dean,
Yes.
Mayor Austin.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Next item is the wastewater treatment facility blower replacement. Presenting is Don Stonebrink, Water Wastewater Director.
Evening, Mayor, trustees. The request I'm bringing before you is to allow Town Administrator Powell to approve a purchase order for a Kaiser Omega 63 blower. We have 4 of these blowers that provide all the air that allows the wastewater plant to work. And the spare that we had, we've already used. And this is to replace that. And meanwhile, when we started this, we've lost some other ones. So it's important that we get this to keep the plant running. It's $19,728. And we've budgeted $70,000 for repairs and have used less than 20% of that to date.
Are you planning on putting another PO in for another one?
Yes.
So couldn't we combine them and purchase both at the same time?
They're 2 separate companies that I'm working with right now. And I haven't got everything in order for the second one yet. One is through Kaiser, and then one is a representative that we have to use for Kaiser. So the one that's actually from Kaiser, I may not be able to get. So I'm waiting to see what the word is on that.
You'll be back, in other words.
Possibly.
Okay, questions from the board. Trustee Wakeman.
No questions.
Trustee Beckman, any others?
No questions.
Trustee Orcott?
No questions.
Trustee Nix?
No questions.
Trustee Lane?
Mayor Austin had my question, so, yeah.
Okay. Mayor Pro Tem Dean?
No questions.
Okay, if there's no further questions, I'll take a motion.
I move to authorize Town Administrator Cheryl Powell to approve a purchase order for the Kaiser Omega 63 blower assembly for Milliken wastewater treatment plant operations.
Second.
Town clerk, please call for a vote.
Trustee Beckman,
Yes.
Trustee Lane,
Yes.
Trustee Orcutt,
Yes.
Trustee Nix,
Yes.
Trustee Wakeman,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Dean,
Yes.
Mayor Austin.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, thank you.
Mayor, if I can just add a little bit to this, if Don doesn't mind. So ordering it or submitting this purchase order, we will not receive this blower until August. In the meantime, we may need to either rent a blower or some other option that would be out there so we can maintain our treatment facility, so we are not in violation anyway. So just as a heads up, you may see something come through or a request be made for a rental
Yeah, a
of some
bypass
sort
or something.
as we're waiting on this to get to us.
Okay.
Question.
Oh, yes, please.
If this is and I think I understand, but is it going to be something that you need to go ahead and prepare for now with an authorization to proceed?
For a rental or such, I think those will come in under what I can authorize. So,
Yeah, okay.
but just letting you know, because you will see it on the list of bills at some
Sure.
point in time, wondering, what that is. And it's due to the length of time it's going to take us to receive this.
No, I understand. I just didn't want you to be caught short
No,
waiting.
thank you, I appreciate
Is it a
it.
dollar amount that has to go to the board?
Yeah, I'm authorized to sign up to $15,000.
We're going to be discussing that soon.
Okay, I was just.
Too low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, there's certain rates that the directors are authorized to
Yeah.
go to and so on. So anything over $15,000, I do need to bring to you. Not that I wouldn't bring it to you anyway and let you know, but it kind of holds us back a little bit on certain things that we need to get
For
purchased.
sure, yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, the rest of the reports are written. Does anybody have any board reports that they'd like to bring to the board? Okay, hearing none, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
I move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We're out.